Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video here at MT Paradise. So in today's video, I'm actually going to be showing you how to do a headlight replacement on a Volkswagen Jetta. The year for the models are going to be right here below, but if yours pretty much looks like this, where like the headlights are kind of like this shape, I mean, they're kind of obvious when they change them every so often. But in my case here, when I got the car, you can see there's like a nice big scuff with a dent right there, but it also went onto the headlight. It did a little bit of damage, which it was touched up with some super glue. However, moisture is still getting in this, and now half of the components in the headlight don't work. So I'm actually going to be replacing both headlights just to kind of give it like a newer, updated look. But here's the new headlights right here. So you can definitely tell they're actually a lot nicer, I would say. These both are like projector lenses, whereas you look at this one, it's just like the normal bulbs. So hopefully this will look a lot nicer. And also this one, the daytime running light, is actually just like a little light right here. Whereas this one is gonna have like a nice little, you can kind of see the little LEDs like kind of go in that little U-shaped pattern. So those are gonna be the daytime running lights, but this is gonna look so awesome. But let's go ahead and get started with this. And before I get too far, the front bumper does have to come off for a headlight replacement. So I just do want to go ahead and point that out now. So if you guys are like, oh, it's just going to be quick, easy, remove some screws, that's not necessarily the case. It should still be fairly easy and straightforward, but let me go ahead and get started with that now. So I do want to apologize for how dirty this engine bay is. I actually don't have a cover on the underside of the engine, so a lot of dirt and stuff actually comes up underneath. And no matter how often I clean this, it looks like this every single time. But to start off, there's going to be this little plate right here. So you're going to see there's two screws here, one there, and you have these two on top. So you're going to remove all those on both sides. And then there's this little top strip piece that has 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to remove those screws. And then we're going to go over into the tire well. And there's a few more on the inside. You can see one right here. And then there should be a few, it's kind of tight angle here, but there's a few right up along here. It's going to remove those screws as well. And then on the underside, like I said, I don't have the normal cover that should go under. There should be like a skid plate that goes underneath this entire thing. But the skid plate does have a couple mounting spots. I think there's like one there, there's one there, there's one there. So this is kind of go along the bottom. But for me, I'm going to have to be skipping that step. But it's pretty straightforward whenever you look on the bottom, and you're going to be able to see like those different sections where you're going to be able to take off the screws. All right, so let me go ahead and remove all the screws that we need, and then I'll get back up to you. So the two different screw types on this car are the T35 and the T30s. So if you don't know what that is, it's the Torx. It's where it's like the little almost like a little hex bit. Let's see if we can try to show you that. Some of these come in so many different forms, but yeah, it's the Torx 25 and Torx 30. All right, so now that we have all the screws out of the bumper, what we're going to do is actually, on each side, we're going to pull it straight out towards the side, and then it's going to push forward. So it's going to go and pop it out. And there's a couple of tabs that's kind of, there we go. So now that's popped straight out, I'm just going to go to the other side, do the same thing, and then we can go ahead and work on moving the entire bumper off the front of the car. Well, like I said, just like the other side, it's going to pull it straight out towards you. So now that both sides are free, we can actually go ahead and go to the middle, and we can start pulling the entire bumper off. So along the middle, right across like the whole backside here, there's a bunch of tabs. So you're going to essentially have to pull and wiggle it and then until they pop all off. And if you have fog lights, you're actually going to have to kind of go up under there and unplug those before you're able to pretty much pull the entire front bumper off. And to make this a lot easier, which I could have done before, you can actually take the entire grille right off. You can just go ahead and set that to the side somewhere where it's going to be safe. And now the grille's out of the bumper, let me go ahead and show you those tabs. So you can kind of see all these little silver plastic tabs actually need to come out. So we can kind of maybe flex this black piece up just a little bit, maybe like a flathead screwdriver, so that you can essentially pull the front bumper out from these little sections. And there's 3 on each side. That one actually right here already looks like it's kind of pulled out a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of the other ones. Alright, so now the entire front bumper is disconnected. I'm just going to go ahead and open up, kind of pull back each side a little bit. There we go. Now the entire front bumper is right off the car. Alright, so now that we have the front bumper off the car, there's 2 more screws that we have to remove in order to get the headlights out. And they're actually right here, just on the inside of the headlight. So there's one here. And then there's one right here. There's a little rubber pieces. If it's in the way, you can just kind of move it, get to the screw. But we're just going to go ahead and pull those out right now. And when you take these out, actually kind of hold on to the light, because this should be the last screw that holds the light into place. Alright, so now that we got this screw taken out right here, what we're going to actually do is go ahead and unplug the headlight cluster, which actually is right here. I don't know if it's kind of hard to see, but there's actually like a little tab on this side of it. You're going to actually have to pull that back a little bit, and then you can pop it off. Sometimes the trick is using like a little screwdriver to get back in there and unplug it. Oh, and something I do want to go ahead and point out is there's actually one final screw on each headlight right here on this back side on the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that out. It'll make the whole process of like unplugging the headlight a whole lot easier, giving it a lot more room to work with. There we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull the headlight out. We can flip it around a little bit to kind of get to the underside a lot better to get to where that plug is. Alright, so there we go. We actually got the little cluster out. So right here's a little tab that it's easier to kind of like pull back on, and then you can pull this entire unit off. But now the entire headlight is disconnected, and it was just as easy as that. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the new headlight in. We're just going to go ahead and set it into place. And this one actually has this like little box, which has double-sided tape, so I'll probably stick it to the side here or something. But we'll kind of figure that out as we go. So let me go ahead and get this light set up into place. Let me go ahead and get it plugged in. Alright, so now it's plugged in. I'm just going to go ahead and start up the car, get this light turned on, and just to make sure that everything is good to go with it. Alright, so as you can see on this side, the daytime running light is actually not on. It's supposed to be just this little piece right here. But we go around to this side, and you can see the daytime running light is on, and it's super bright. So I really like that. It's going to be like that little U shape. It's going to be like that on both sides. So let me just go ahead and turn on the actual headlight and see what that looks like. Alright, so you can see the old headlight right there. And let's go ahead and compare that to the new headlight. So that looks really good. So new headlight is on. It's working great. And actually, I kind of like that look of it. Hey, you don't really see much of the light right now. Whereas this one, no matter what angle, just kind of glows orange. I'm going to go ahead and flip on the brights, and we can see what that looks like. Alright, so the brights with the old one, and this is the brights with the new one, which, like I said, I think it looks really, really good. And then the turn signal with the old style is right there, and then the new one is actually very similar. It's quite a bit brighter. We kind of take a good like side-by-side comparison. Kind of like a before and after. So these are actually aftermarket headlights, which I think look really good compared to the old style. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and screw the headlight into place. I'm going to go ahead and line up this front piece here. Alright, so something else I just realized. So there's this little silver piece right here, which actually needs adjustment because now the back piece isn't getting into place just right. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab a wrench so I can kind of adjust that so that the whole headlight can slide back just a little bit because it's leaving too much of a gap on this outside edge. Alright, so you can kind of see the little silver piece right here that I had to adjust. This front one actually had to go back out a little bit, and then there's one in the back that needed to go down. And when you adjust that, it actually pretty much lines up your fitment a lot better. So those little minor adjustments make a huge difference when the project's done. So now I'm just going to go ahead and set the light back up into place. I'm just going to go ahead and put this front screw in first. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put this back screw in. Alright, before I forget, on the back of mine, there's these little adjustments for like the different headlight angles and everything. But for the original stock ones, so right down in here, there's actually this little kind of, it takes an Allen wrench. It's right there, a little white screw. So that's what we're going to use to actually adjust the headlights. And then what I did, actually put some green tape on the wall there where the headlights are going to essentially hit. So like the top of the beam, it'll leave a nice flat line. So I went ahead and adjusted those so that whenever I got the new ones in, I can adjust the new ones to the same exact setting that the old ones were in. And you always want to have the passenger side a little bit higher than the driver's side because you don't want to blind oncoming cars. But already this light is looking so good. Pretty much got 2 of the main screws in, and this thing looks amazing, especially when you compare it to the old school, kind of like the stock one. But man, this is such a big improvement. All right, so now that I went ahead and got the passenger side headlight replaced, I'm just going to go ahead and go over and do the right side. It's pretty much the exact same process, just obviously everything's in reverse. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip to that now. All right, guys, so now that both headlights are in, I'm just going to go ahead and put the front bumper back on the car, and then we'll get working on putting the grille back in, and then the little covers, kind of little bracket things that go over top of each light. All right, so now I got the front bumper back on. We're just gonna go ahead and put the grille on and we'll be good to go. So the grille goes on with ease. So that was actually the easiest part. But the fitment, I think it looks really good on these new headlights. Like I really enjoy these. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and put the metal brackets back on top and then we're gonna go from there. All right, so I'm putting this plate on. I already noticed that there's a couple little issues. It's raised up real high, which means these 2 adjustment points are actually really high. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lower those down right now. Oh, that fits so much better. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bolt that into place. All right, so I pretty much just got both headlights in. I got the little bracket pieces above each headlight in. All I have to do is those 4 screws across the top of the grille, and then all the screws in the wheel well. And then all I have to do is go in and kind of tweak the adjustments of the headlights so that they're just right. And after that, it'll be completely done. Alright guys, so the headlights are completely done, so let me know down below what you guys think. I think they look absolutely incredible. Like, those daytime running lights look so much better than what was on there before. But definitely go down and put in the comments down below if this helped you guys out. And if you guys like this video, definitely hit that like button as well. If you want to see more videos like this, other how-tos with a Volkswagen Jetta, or even my Porsche Cayman S, definitely hit that subscribe button so you can keep coming back to see all the awesome videos. Or if you just want to see a bunch of other cool car stuff, definitely subscribe. But as always, thank you for watching.